Yes, I'm over there cleaning. Yes, I have OCD. I know I'm cleaning the oven with the turkey inside of it. I got problems. Pray for me. Okay, so it's 2020, Thanksgiving. Uh, the ZBs are sleeping in their new room. Well, it's not new. They just never been there. I mean, they've been in our room since conception. Matter of fact, never mind. Um, so mommy's not cooking Thanksgiving, and I think last year I made the turkey, and mommy, did everything else. And the year before that, well, I was out of the country for 4.5 months or something like that. Horrible, because you know Bunso was 8 months old. So I have the kitchen to myself. And if you haven't noticed now, I I'm a bit OCD. I place blue towels everywhere. I think that I might go. Uh, I'm looking around to make sure I have all the utensils and articles that I'm going to use to make Thanksgiving dinner. Because Thanksgiving dinner is on me. But I don't want anyone to get sick because, I'm touching raw poultry, then touching other stuff. You see, I have my seasons lined up over there. Uh, 360, you can scroll around to the left. You see I have the baby monitor because at this particular day, Zep was in my room. I think he was sleeping in my bed, and mommy was with the twins. Being that they're new in this room, they're new in their beds. They want mommy there. They haven't been away from mommy since they came out. They've always slept in the same room as mommy. So this is a transition for us. Needless to say, I am left alone to prepare 2020's Thanksgiving meal. Now, if you know me, you know I'm a thrill seeker. I love a challenge, and I don't plan on losing. So I'm setting up the camera here. Um, because mommy doesn't think I can cook. But I don't know why, but mommy doesn't think I can cook. And I do believe that not only am I cooking, but I also have, yeah, I can pan over here and look and see security monitors, a Christmas tree on. I'm pretty festive. Let me scroll over here and look down. Yeah, there, Miss the baby monitor. Now, mommy's kind of right. You're gonna see in this video in the next few minutes. Um, well, the chicken, sorry, the turkey is frozen. Yep. At this exact moment when this audio is playing, I'm changing the battery in the GoPro, but I don't know that that bird is actually frozen. So I thought I was trying to be slick. I bought the turkey 2 days before Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving was on a Thursday, right? So I bought this turkey on a Tuesday. No, I bought this turkey on a Monday, and I didn't put it in the freezer. I figured, the store kept it at the right temperature, and usually people go home and throw these birds in the freezer for a week, and then they gotta thaw them out, and it takes them 60 days to thaw out this bird. So I was thinking, because I'm part genius, I'm thinking, put it in the refrigerator. Bird's gonna thaw out. I'm gonna leave the bird out the whole morning. In our kitchen, if you scroll out on 360 to the left of where I am now, you look up, you see those two windows right there, those two square windows over the cabinets. Well, I figured, bird's gonna be in there. You look up above in our clear story windows, there's a bunch of windows in here. So we get a lot of light. And I figured, okay, well, bird's gonna heat up, room's gonna be somewhere in the 70s, and I'm going to let this bird sit out. Well, you guys probably already know this bird did not thaw out. So, in a few minutes, I'm gonna put this bird in the oven. Now, wait. When I say put it in the oven, I mean I'm gonna strip this bird down and realize that it's still frozen inside when I try to get the gizzards and the neck out. Oh yeah, I'm pouring wine here. So look, I'm pouring wine. I'm cooking. I'm at some point I'm on a conference call. Another point, then I'm listening to a case. Cheers, of course. And I'm trying to keep the kitchen clean and trying to exercise my OCD. And I'm waiting for Amazon to deliver a package. Not Amazon. Is it? Whoever. I'm waiting for a package to be delivered. And so I'm pretty sure I got a sign for it. So the security monitor is on in front of me. The phone's on alert. The security system is on alert. So that when someone pulls in the driveway, it sends me a text message, goes right to my watch. And then I'll look up and I'll see it and I'll go out there and sign. But my heart's about to be broken here in a minute. And you guys could witness it because I go through a brief bit of agony when I realize this bird is still frozen. Now, let's get to the meat of the matter. I'm cooking Thanksgiving dinner. I'm going to end up making gravy. I'm going to make this bird. I'm going to make some yams because that's what I like. Stunner wants these noodles. I forget what they call palabo. Something like that. Something palabo. Something. I mean, it's got an egg in it. I like eggs and noodles. I mean, right here, I'm taking pictures of the wrapper of the turkey. And I'm doing this so that when I throw this wrapper away, I don't have to wonder, oh man, what did it say? So I'm taking the pictures. They're going to be on my phone. Right now, my hands are clean. The bird is clean. The kitchen's clean, so I can touch my phone. Anyway, Thanksgiving dinner. I mean, if you guys have seen the non 360 video, you'll see that even though we didn't have guests, we set the table, cloth out, and nice napkins and all that stuff, china for the kids. I mean, because they are the superstars in our family. So we dressed the table for them. On the table was this bird here, this turkey, mashed potatoes, gravy. The kids made a fruit salad and leche flan. You should see that video. I think that the kids' fruit salad video is almost like 1,000 views and likes at this point, and that was just a day or so before Thanksgiving. So what we had 3 weeks. Anyway, what else is on the table? Oh, you know what? The ZB's made whipped cream, and so that's in that non 360 video. This. What else was on the table? Was there any bread on the table? You know what? I honestly don't think there was any bread on the table. And I'm pretty sure there was wine on the table somewhere, even if it was just a glass, because, well, you guys know me by now. I like wine. That's my dessert always. Anyway, I think these 360 videos are going to end up being BTS videos behind the scenes. But that's just a side note. Here's why I'm cooking Thanksgiving dinner. I'm thankful that everyone under my roof is happy, healthy, Yahweh fearing. Their fear is more reverence and respect for our Creator who has given us so much this year. You know, a lot of people, we might have to, I don't know if we're going to upload that video or not. A situation happened a few days ago. We were out shopping, as you guys don't, if you don't know, you're going to find out about us. We do a lot of shopping. I mean, you would think that there'd be no reason to do so much shopping, but we eat at home a lot. Don't get me wrong, we love Popeyes, and there's a reason why I mentioned Popeyes, because anyway, so we love Popeyes. This is barbecue place that I used to go to. They make oh, here, he sped the camera up, thank God. This is a barbecue place I used to go to. They make a good peach cobbler. It's about as closest to southern peach cobbler I'm gonna get over here on the West Coast. I stopped going because one of the attendants behind the counter said something silly to me, and I realized that I was giving this person money and they had an attitude with me. So I decided that's the last time I'm going to get peach cobbler. As a matter of fact, I walked out and the manager chased me out and asked me about what happened. And I explained how I felt about it. And she comped my whole entire meal. And I went back one time after that because I think the agreement was that I wouldn't let the interaction sour me, that I would return again. So I did. I returned one more time and bought pretty much the same thing that she comped me that day, just so that we were squared off. I honored my obligation, even though it was an implied obligation. I did honor the obligation to remain a customer, and I did one additional time. Anyway, before I get off subject or go off on some sort of limb that has no bottom. At this point, I can see Eddie Murphy in my head saying, "There's a ground, Monty. There's a ground." Blink. Hey, there's no ground. There's no ground. You know. So I think I threw myself off. Anyway, let's get back. Okay, so everyone has a healthy respect for our Creator. The kids, when they say their grace, when I'm there, I'll hear what they say at night. I hear them when they pray. The conversations I had with Stunner. Everyone has a healthy respect for what we inherited. Put it that way. I'm probably going to shy away from using the word blessed, because, well, we're king's kids, right? We're heirs to the throne. If you look at Romans 8, it tells you that we're joint heirs with the Messiah. So to say that I'm blessed, it means I've been given something that has been outside of my reach. But if I'm a joint heir to the throne, then the things that I'm given are really an inheritance, right? I mean, when your father owns everything, then it's an inheritance. It's not so much a blessing bestowed upon you. Okay, in the video here, I think we're at the second day now. Yes, I'm in the same outfit, okay? I know that. It gets washed every time. I'm dressed like this because I've been working out. I've been trying to use the home gym. The security cameras are in there, and I can still do my work. See, I'm pulling the bird out. I left the bird in there overnight. Washed my clothes and worked out again, and with my clothes. It wasn't a heavy workout, but it was a workout nonetheless. Anyway, back to the inheritance part, because I think someone's out there holding on when we finish this point. Here's the point I'm making. To say I'm blessed is to say that I am disemboweled from the source of the blessing. And so I won't say that I'm blessed. I won't say that here with you all. I may slip up and say it time and time again in the future, but if my mind is focused in the right place, I would not use the word blessing when I refer to my household. I'd say we inherit it because it is my belief, proven in my lifetime, that uh, it is an inheritance because we are connected. I had this philosophy that I'll share with you briefly because I feel like I'm going off on another tangent. So, do you remember when Adam was fashioned in clay and the Messiah, the creator, the Messiah, and the Holy Spirit said that let us make man in our image. And then the creator, the Trinity at this point, fashioned Adam, the first human, and then breathed breath into clay. This is that whole ashes, ashes, and dust to dust thing, the clay. But the breath, that breath of life came from Yahweh. So that was an inheritance. That was his breath of life giving us life. So I say that when you breathe on something, I believe, it is my understanding that when you breathe on something, your DNA is imparted to it, so to say, at least, that saliva or something from your mouth. And so, as bacteria is what we are, biology, I believe his saliva and his breath caused what we call in our mind a chemical reaction in that clay that turned that biology of clay and saliva and his breath into what is we call flesh. Breath turns to flesh. Perhaps the clay in its moistness and the saliva worked as, so let's call the clay the base and the saliva the emulsifier, and then his breath of life the substance. The emulsifier allowed his breath to impact the clay. His breath turned flesh. Anyway, I say that he gave us life. And then when the Messiah died on the tree, he was the only perfect sacrifice. And that sacrifice, that shedding of blood, was what cleansed us. Here's what I'm saying. Do you remember in the old biblical days where there would be a scapegoat? If you don't know where the term scapegoat came from, I'm gonna tell you. Here's what happened. When you would sin in those biblical times, pre-Messiah days, and probably practice outside of, I mean, you know what? In the biblical times, Messiah days included, his 33 years. When you would sin and you should be killed or, mutilated or something like that, you would have to bring an offering and here we go. So according to this term scapegoat, you would bring a goat to the temple and you would put your hand on a goat's head. This is somewhere in Deuteronomy. You guys gonna have to look it up. Maybe I'll find it and shoot it to you. Anyway, nonetheless, you would put your hand on this goat and you would say something like, "Oh, let my sins be on this goat," And so now the goat is carrying your sins, and instead of the goat being slaughtered, the goat would be let out to go free and be free. The scapegoat, your sins, would be removed from you, and then instead of this goat's life being taken for your sins, they would let the goat go, and the goat is essentially you. I'm kind of thinking someone caught the goat and resold the goat, and this is a whole racketeering thing, but that's how warped my mind is. Anyway, and more about scapegoats later when we talk about, well, I'm pretty sure I'm going to do it. When we talk about the two cities, and we talk about, who was it? Abraham and his nephew Lot getting stolen, and then the city being fire and ashes and brimstones or whatever. Anyway, we're going to talk about that and the scapegoats at some point. I can just feel it. Boy, these 360 videos are really taking a turn. I don't know what this 360 videos has turned into. It may end up being its own voice-over series about the random thoughts in my head. Nonetheless, Thanksgiving dinner. I'm sorry, let me get back to this. I'm grateful that everyone has a healthy dose of fear / respect for the Creator. And I've seen that throughout this year. Again, the inheritance. We've inherited good health. We've inherited, I'm almost hesitant to say, we've inherited wealth and prosperity. We have a comfortable home and many projects to do on this home to get it to the point where they're comfortable because I'm comfortable because they are they. But they need other elements like the soccer field and the swimming pool and jungle gyms and tree houses and trees and guava trees. Anyway, we've inherited quite a bit. And everyone has a healthy amount of respect for the Creator. So there's that. And then what did I say? I said happy, healthy, Yahweh fearing. So anyway, healthy. So let's go to healthy now. We started this year off. This year, 2020. The two youngest had this weird whooping cough like symptoms, and so we had this great pediatrician. This dude, you know what? Everything you want in a pediatrician. This dude and this lady. So there's two of them in this office. And as Princess grows, we're transitioning her over to the female doctor, pediatrician, because we want her to understand that she's a woman and only, not everyone should be checking out her little tummy and all her little inner workings and all that stuff. And I think that gives her and mom an opportunity to bond off and go off. Anyway, my two youngest were on antibiotics in January. And I remember sitting in the office thinking about the reports that I've read. So I travel quite a bit. And when I was in South Africa in 2018 in December, they were talking about this flu thing with these people coming from. This is what the lady said to me, because I asked her why was she scanning my head. Yes, I got off the plane from Italy, and I'm transferring to the international terminal at Johannesburg, and the lady, was scanning everyone's head, and this was new to me. With all my travels, this was new to me, and so I said to the lady, I doubled back and I said, "Hey, what's going on?" In my head, I'm thinking about Outbreak, the movie with the chimp, monkey, whatever, spit in the guy's mouth, and this whole thing happened. And anyway, so I doubled back and I asked her, and she was kind of shocked that I was an American. I don't know, maybe I look like I have, I don't know, some sort of features that don't place me in. Nonetheless, she told me, she said there are people come from Europe and they have this, what did she call it? Flu. They have this flu, And so we had to scan people to see who's carrying the flu. And she said, if you would have it, we would have asked you to step to the side and go down this way. You still would have checked in, but we needed to figure out where you came from and what your symptoms are. So she said, but you're fine. And so I walked on. This is 2018, mind you. And COVID is apparently 2019, they say. But nonetheless, South Africa was up on it way before then. So nonetheless, in 2019, I have already had this knowledge that there was something floating around in the European spectrum. And sorry, my phone's going off. I really should have put this down, but duty calls. Anyway, so 2019 hits, and we're in there, and the doctor says, hey, we want to do this rapid test. And so automatically my ears perk up, and I ask a question. I said, hey, look, I've been reading these articles and this thing coming over from the Asians market, and she says to me, well, we don't think it's that. We don't have enough information on that, but we're not going to rule it out. And so they did this rapid test, and they came back and said, okay, look, we know it's not the flu, and we know that they have symptoms. And so at this point, even now, I'm emotional about it. She said, we want to put them on antibiotics, and we want your permission. And then they gave us this whole spiel about, when a kid takes antibiotics at this age, they really can't have antibiotics for another 13 months. And so they gave us antibiotics for the two youngest and a nebulizer. If you guys don't know what a nebulizer is, maybe I'll put a link to it, the nebulizer in there. But pretty much it's this thing that helps kill an infection in your lungs. You're breathing in this through this apparatus that takes this solvent and turns it into some sort of smoke vapor. Here I am over here working. I'm looking at me in front of the freezer now, 360. I have to find myself too. So if you guys don't know where I am because you're listening to what I'm saying, I'm over here with my subtle scoliosis self working. And maybe I'll get back to cooking. I'm not wearing headphones, so I don't even know what's going on. Maybe I'm focused on cooking. Thoughts are deep in my head. I can see that I'm trying to protect the image of those seasonings over there so that I don't have to pay or in the legal disputes. And I'm covering the spray that I'm using to spray this bird with because also I don't want to have any copyright claims against me. Nonetheless, so the two youngest were on antibiotics, and baby had a nebulizer. And so that was pretty much the extent of it, you would think, right? Well, anyway, after that whole ordeal was done, the nebulizer was gone. I want to say late February. Zachariah. Well, yeah, late February. Kuya got sick for like 36 hours. And this is how I knew he wasn't feeling well. He was taking a nap. Yeah. Came in the house. I don't know where I came from. Remember, I took off my blazer, took off my shoes, and I saw the two youngest ones bouncing around the house. And I saw mommy. So my OCD was counting little people. And I knew I was there, and the house was sealed. There wasn't any air, there wasn't any doors or windows open. So I knew the house was balanced, and that, at the calm nature of mommy and the two youngest, that Kuya had been somewhere near. He wasn't missing or MIA. And so as I walked around the red couch, I saw him laying down on the couch. And I looked at him because it's not normal that he takes naps. I think he abandoned naps shortly before he turned 2, and I wish he would take them back because I so love a good nap, especially laying with them. Anyway, he popped a fever and self-regulated himself into a nap and pretty much chilled for 24 hours. We can tell the 12 hours prior he was sluggish and slow. Uh, de minimis. De minimis, really. De minimis. Um, but then when he took that nap, I started to watch him closer. I realized he had a fever. It wasn't an extreme fever, and I had called and set up an appointment with the doctor for 2 days past that point because that's the earliest they can get in. And I knew there was something floating around out there, and I didn't want him in doctor's offices unless it was medically necessary. Turns out he self-regulated himself. You know, our president calls it herd immunity. I experienced herd immunity in my home with my little people because he was fine in 36 hours. So I mean, I believe in herd immunity. It's possible. The youngest ones were on antibiotics. I, at that time, was eating healthy, like I would normally would be. Since COVID has progressed, I've got a COVID belly. Now, as you can see here in this November video, COVID has taken full advantage of my waistline. Um, so everyone's healthy now, and we haven't picked up the virus. Praise Yahweh. My doctor wrote this book called Eat Right for Your Blood Type. You guys might, I don't know. I like it. Anyway, I ran across an article one night. If you guys don't know, I have this thing that I do every night before going to sleep. I try to read 2 articles. And I try to read one of those articles, I try to read something that I don't know about. In the other article, I read something that interests me to keep my interest going. So one night, I read this article about blood types and COVID. And it was saying that type A's were more susceptible to COVID. And if you know anything about type A's, and I'm probably sure we're going to talk about a whole nother video about this, but if you know anything about type A's, their blood type has come along when populations of people start to grow together, live closer together, and then ABs when people start to live on top. So here's how it goes. Type O's, when we were Neanderthals just roaming the earth, and we were pretty spread out. Type B's, when we started to like live in tribes. Type A's, when we start to live in what would be considered cities. And then type ABs, when we start to live in what was considered to be, I guess, what does New York call it? Boroughs? When people are just living on top of each other. Colonies, I guess, because that's what rats had, right? I mean, in the episode of Bad Boys, they say rats had colonies, so I'm just going with that. Maybe they don't have colonies. I don't think they're marsupials because, well, anyway, I watch the Discovery Channel, so I don't think rats are much. Here we go. So, back to zero. So, blood type A, from what I've read, seem to be more susceptible. So if it's A, if it's AB, if it's RH, negative or positive, whatever, the RH factor really doesn't matter unless you're pregnant, from what we understand right now with modern science. Anyway, if your blood type has an A in it, I'm sorry, no. If blood type has an A in it, this article was saying that those people who had an A in their blood type were more susceptible to the virus. And they came to this conclusion by looking at the people who had the virus and then looking at the parents of people who had the virus. And there was an A factor in there. So I'm an O. Those little people are O's. Mommy's a B. But mommy's mommy is an O, and I'm certain her father's a B. My father is a B, and my mother's an O. Oh, you know what? I just put that together. Both of our mothers are O's, and both of our fathers are B's. Anyway, so the kids have O elements, which makes them a little bit more resistant to this virus. Let's just call it what everyone else is calling it. Yes, I'm over there cleaning. Yes, I have OCD. I know I'm cleaning the oven with the turkey inside of it. I got problems. Pray for me. Anyway, so the kids, I don't, the kids are healthy. Praise Yahweh. And we're probably going to move on for that because I've been talking for 34 minutes and I know this video's ending soon. So let me say something halfway intelligent. Happy. Everybody's happy. We've been cooped up in the house, little cabin fever. And we've had, mommy and I have bumped heads on some things, but the kids are relatively absent from the drama. They don't really know much is going on. We keep them pretty much occupied and we keep them fluid. So everyone is happy. Mommy's happy that everyone's healthy and everyone has that healthy respect of our Creator. I'm happy because my concerns have all been addressed and I have none. So I have no concerns. Very limited concerns that I have all been addressed. So I mean, the little people have moved out of my room. So seems like I'm getting everything. Seems like I'm inheriting everything that I have the mind to desire at this point. Yes, I am cleaning the kitchen with Clorox wipes. Okay. They may not be branded Clorox wipes, but I'm scrubbing this kitchen down because I don't know where turkey juice may have popped. Anyway, so with everyone being happy, healthy, respecting of our Creator, I'm more than happy to cook, make a pie, make whipped cream, make a turkey, make gravy, make mashed potatoes that I'm not even going to eat. You know, mommy's got those little people sleeping. They're all quiet. I'm able to do what I need to do to provide for them. I'm able to do what I've been gifted to do to provide for them. Let's put it that way. So yeah, happiness, health. Yeah, a little ashy over there. Look at my forearm now. Don't look at it. You know, I got issues with being ashy. Anyway, everyone's good. So yeah, I will cook Thanksgiving dinner, and I won't complain. And I will cook and clean, and then later you will see I will dress the table, set the plates, put the food out, carve the bird, run back and forth to the kitchen to make sure everyone has what they want, because they have given so much to me over this year in just lack of stress and lack of animosity and lack of confrontation. So if they need acts of service, one of the 5 love languages, if they need that out of me, I'm fine. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Gary Chapman wrote this book called 5 Love Languages. It's a pretty good book. I understand they have a 5 love languages for kids, but let me tell you my opinion on that. Kids are always growing and evolving. I mean, until you hit 25, your frontal lobe isn't fully developed, so you're really not the person you are. And even so, like Stunner's in her 30s now. I expect Stunner to change because every living thing grows. Every living thing grows and develops. If it's not growing and developing, it's not living. So I expect our relationship to grow and change. I expect my kids and my wife to grow and change because that's what living things do. They don't stay the same forever. They grow, they develop. It's best to grow, develop, and be nurtured along with them. In my opinion, I mean, what do I know? I'm only 40. I think I'm 41. I'm not sure. I gotta ask the missus. She knows how old I am. I don't. Yeah, so look, I'll cook and be happy to cook Thanksgiving dinner. And I'll be happy to cook Christmas dinner if I'm in town. I kind of don't anticipate being in town. The days before. I hope to be here, when the kids wake up and, when they go to sleep. But anyway, nonetheless, I am happy to serve this little family because it has been a joy serving them this year. So serving them at the end of the year is still part of the same process to me. I'm just happy to be of service uh, with them, to them. I'm sorry. I'm happy to be of service to them. So yes, I'll cook and clean and be happy about it. It's Thanksgiving, you know. I hope that you guys had a holiday season uh, that was peaceful, first of all, and then followed by healthy.